the volume.
Turn up the volume.
You've arrived at the destination for all things Kentucky. This is the Bleed Blue Network Podcast.
Derby 152 here in the Ville. The Derby that was won, the first female trainer ever in the history of the Derby. Trace, you put out a post. I'll start with you. What was the Derby this year to you? I'm also looking that the Derby peaked at like over 19 million viewers, or not peaked, but it hit 19 million viewers, and I think after the post Derby for NBC went over 20 million people. So supposedly that's a record. Trace, what you got?
Yeah, I think the Derby is obviously super, super special. I mean, it's like a global flex, like to the whole world, like tune in on Louisville, Kentucky. So if you're from Kentucky, as I think we all are, it's a little a pride thing, you know? I mean, I know there's some negative of how pricey it's gotten and all that other stuff. That's completely valid. But like for a moment, it's like what feels like the whole world's looking at Louisville, Kentucky. It's cool. It's cool that we get to showcase that and all the bourbon. And as Terry said, he had to rep in Iowa to all his people. That's what you got to do if you don't live in Kentucky anymore. So it's just special. Rep your home of Louisville, Kentucky, and I enjoy every bit of it.
TB, I'll go to you. I mean, you're a fellow Louisvillian.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Do you, the Derby, I actually have never been. I'm not into the horse thing, but I do appreciate what the city does. I mean, basically the whole month of April is leading up to the Derby. Do you have to make flex payments to pay on the mint julep?
I got my bourbon with me, but like Trey said, if you're not New York, you're not Chicago, you're not LA, you're not Miami. As an American city, what do you do to pique the consciousness of America, right? And Louisville has the Kentucky Derby as well as the Louisville Slugger, but the Derby still means something. Like my biggest gripe is Kentuckians that are like, I'm from Kentucky and I don't even like the Derby. Good for you, but 20 million people watching this live, 150,000 people are in Churchill Downs, hundreds of thousands more are in Louisville, are in Kentucky for this. So good for you that you don't care, but it's awesome. It's awesome that it's a thing that people know about. Like, again, I'm here in Iowa. People know I'm from Kentucky. And people ask me about it. Like, have you been? Yes, I've been. Is it with the hats? It's with the hats. It's with the mint juleps. It's a thing. Like, and it's an opportunity for Louisville and Kentucky to dispel a lot of the hillbilly stuff that we get nationally and say, look, we can put on a pretty big show in Kentucky. Like, I love looking at the guest list of people showing up, going to the Derby parties, going to the race. Joe Burrow was there at Churchill Downs. Like, it's a thing. And so as a Louisvillian, I'm very prideful of that. So a great race yesterday, like just absolutely like, wow. So it still mattered. So as a Louisvillian, I'm a big fan.
Davo, what you got? Did you watch it?
Yeah, so I was doing a wedding, so we kind of paused mid-wedding activities, and we had a TV set up out there, make sure everybody watches it. So, yeah, it was a great race. To go on record, mint juleps, they're absolutely disgusting. It's just tons of liquor with a little leaf in it. It's really overpriced. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I get what people say, about pricing out locals and stuff for the Derby. It is a lot more of a cash grab than what it used to be. So, let those people who are willing to spend all that money to go to Derby, let them do their thing and have fun. Louisvillians do have 5-0 Tuesday and Wednesday at the track and Thurby. So they get 3 days for the locals to go and have fun and dress up and play and play pretty, right? So, yeah. So congratulations on the first ever, like you said, female trainer to win a Kentucky Derby. That's awesome. The ladies started it off on Friday with the Oaks, and then a lady ended it at the end of the big weekend as a winning trainer.
Right.
So shout out to the ladies there. That's awesome. And also the two Ortiz brothers, was the two that came down the final stretch. So brother versus brother finished first and second there. So that's also pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. like I said, I mean, I've seen it so many times, living in Louisville, but like I said, you got to have some pride with it. You know what I mean? It's super awesome. Louisville shows out all the time. And it's always a good time. It's over pretty quick. And now we get to wait for, the fastest 2 minutes in sports again in 363 days or 4 days.
Drew.
Yeah, I'm not from Louisville, obviously. So I didn't, I'm from St. Louis. But I always enjoy watching the Kentucky Derby. The craziest thing from yesterday was the horse that dang near did a backflip right before they were about to get in the stables, and obviously he got scratched. But that was crazy. But I always enjoy
the jockey got thrown, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. But I always enjoy watching the Derby every year. So that's that.
Who has it? Paul, what's your take on the Derby?
If you're Vinny Viola, you might as well just sell your like magic dust of whatever is sitting in your house, because that man literally just pisses excellence, apparently. I'm a Florida Panthers fan, so he's had 3 straight years of his team in the Stanley Cup final. We needed 72 injuries to keep us out this year, but that's fine. We've got to give somebody else a chance. And then he wins the Derby. So I think it's the second Derby since 2017. So in 10 years, he's won the Derby twice, 2 Stanley Cups, been 3 and has 3 Eastern Conference titles, and turned around one of the worst franchises in the sport. So kudos to him. I mean, he's a pretty innovative guy on the ice anyway. So I'm not shocked that the first female trainer was from him. And he is a veteran and has a bunch of veterans that work for him too, as well. So pretty cool story. If you don't know, kind of they're about Vinny and Teresa Viola. And they're very active in the community in Florida and everything too. So it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Sounds like we need to get him involved in Kentucky basketball.
I don't know if he'll do it. I don't even know where he went, but yeah, it'd be great if we had him involved. Because whatever we're doing now, it ain't working.
It ain't working. We'll get there. Who else? Who isn't? Anybody else? Nolan.
I'm not very opinionated about horse racing or the Kentucky Derby, other than the fact that it's cool to see Kentucky on a stage like that for a week at least. But I don't usually hold that many opinions. It was, for my money, though, the best Derby I can remember watching in my life. I think it was the most improbable one, considering how Golden Tempo won it. Pretty. I watched with exactly. I watched with a pretty large group of people, and everybody was in shock by that. And so, outside of that, like you said, it's cool to see Kentucky get the representation. I'm not from Louisville, not from anywhere near Louisville, but seeing Kentucky everywhere is a really cool thing, not just for that city, but for the state as well. And I'm a big history buff too, so seeing something as historic as the first female trainer winning the Derby is a big deal to me. So
very cool.
Pretty historic weekend.
Go ahead, T.
And let me just say this: like everywhere else on Earth, the natives get to say how their city is pronounced, but when it comes to Louisville, like people freak out. Like, I'm tired of people like, it's Louisville. No, it's Louisville. Like, you're named after King Louis.
It's Louisville. It's not Louisville.
Either it's Louisville, or like I've started in my old age, I say Louisville. I just say 2 syllables, Louisville. That's where I'm from. So it's
unless
Louisville.
we're talking about the Cardinals, then you can butcher it as much as you want.
Well, they're going to come up in conversation a little bit, so stay tuned. All right, let's pivot. So what is it, 2 weeks from today, right? 2 weeks for the Preakness?
Yeah. And if anybody out there hit that trifecta, just buy us all a drink and we'll call it even, by the way.
What was the dollar?
Yeah, oh man.
$12,000 trifecta.
Better check my son-in-law, see what he did.
Well, and the good thing, before we move on, the good thing I love about Churchill Downs, like across the street from Churchill Downs is houses. Like we see all these other like sporting events that are away, and they have all these entertainment districts around it. I love Churchill Downs because it's like just houses across the street. Like you don't see that anymore. Like Wrigley Field and Fenway Park, where it's like these historic places just in the middle of like
the hood.
I live across the street from Churchill Downs. Well, it may not be a place I want to live, but yes, there are houses right across the street from Churchill Downs. That's crazy. I love it.
That sounds like never mind. I'm not even going to go down that road on an entertainment district. We'll talk for an hour. Go ahead.
All right, where are we at? Here's the thing. Maria's always got my mic squared away.
She's got a good ear, man. She's got a good ear.
do you all not know? Here's the thing. I don't readily notice, obviously, because I'm.
When she said it registered. Okay. I didn't think about it until she said it. And then I was like, yeah, you did sound muffled.
Yeah, my StreamYard will start with my webcam mic, and I need to switch it to.
Yeah,
mine does
StreamYard
that
doesn't
as well,
save.
and it's the worst. It's the worst thing ever. I've had entire podcast episodes on Breaking Blue where I just didn't realize it happened until I listened to the audio back, and I'm like,
well, get Maria to start listening to your show, and
Maria, please, I need somebody.
I was at Michael's house in Georgia 2 weeks ago, and we started, and we were 8 minutes in, and the podcast was actually really funny. We were sitting by a fire and everything, and I realized that Brady's mic wasn't turned on. I had the wrong 3 on. I had 2, 3, and 4 on, and not 1, 2, and 3 on. So yeah, we had to redo the whole thing, and so it was like a running joke. Michael starts the next podcast, and he's like, "We are 1 minute into a 15-minute podcast."
Oh wait. Good. I can restart this podcast. Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, I mean, if it's recorded, you can. If it's live, you're screwed.
Can we pretend? All right, never mind.
Sure.
All right, let's. Where were we at? All right, this past week, was it Tuesday? Stokes made his announcement. It was live on the NBA or who was it?
Yeah, it was like NBA Game Time or something. It was the pregame show. At least we didn't have to wait till 2 a.m. for it.
Exactly. Paul, you were doing the Spaces at the time. I was there. I think I was like in a Mexican restaurant eating and listening, watching it all play out. I'm gonna start with you because I've heard, I don't know, several stories, but one of the things that I've heard is that Stokes supposedly had already committed or signed
NIL, signed like pre-NIL documents. I think
keep going
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Talk us through this debacle, please.
So look, I'm just gonna come out and say, like, I'm not upset that we didn't get him. I think that was kind of the way we were leaning for a while, like True. In that kind of an aspect. I'm upset with kind of the whole ancillary piece to it, which is I think where a lot of people are. Look, I don't know if it's true or not that he signed that. I know Matt and Jack said that they tried to reach out to the school and they just basically kind of got the bird back. It doesn't sound like the school's really talking to media. And a lot of people, it's heated online, right? It's like, oh, they're shutting out because you're all negative and everything. I don't buy that. And if they are, then this is the dumbest coaching staff in the history of the NCAA. If you shut out the media, the flow of information shuts out to you as well. A lot of this stuff that's coming down the pike is stuff that you're going to hear from insiders. There's that symbiotic relationship between media and coaching staff to where you give them intel. And look, there's like, we talked to some of the football guys. They ask questions. Hey, have you heard this? Right? Like, and I'm sure they do it with everybody, right? And it's, they want to know if what they're hearing is true or where their blind spots are. And it seems like that Pope has been, and just the staff in general, has just been very bad when it comes to that. Obviously, we have not landed. I don't know if we've landed a top 20-ish guy. I think JQ may have counted, but he was injured, so I don't really count him. I don't know, like, and in our group chat and everything, there's this debate of like, oh, like this player and that player. My whole thing is this is not the standard of Kentucky. See, I don't talk like TB now, right? Like the standard now. I'm saying the standard all the time. He's got it. It's not the wins, and it's the aspect that when Kentucky goes into a head-to-head recruitment for a top player, you expect them to come out on the losing end now because that's the history of it. It doesn't matter. You want to say, oh, this is like we're in this system and everything. All these are system guys. It's not, right? Like the aspect of like, and I will come back to you on like, then why did they want the other guy, right? We're on our third and fourth choice guys. We're not on our first choice guys. Whether you want to like it or not and say they're a good player, that piece doesn't matter. It's just that's there, right? And so it just doesn't seem like we're smart. And then you got Mo Williams committing a NCAA violation just for the whole freaking world to see, just out there, just like it was just the all systems meltdown on the coaching staff there. And, I've not been like the sky is falling guy. I've been trying to be a little bit more on the middle, and it's hard right now to see, because if that's the way our staff is, and look, there's a lot of problems. Again, we'll die on this hill. It's Mark Pope. This is a perfect cocktail of Pope JMI, back end, all those things, right? Like people go, well, Will Stein, football's different. I'll say it till a million times till blue in the face. Football's different. You don't know football recruiting is different. Like go touch grass. But the other thing is Will Stein does not give an F. Like Will Stein does whatever he wants. He gets advice and he's like, that's stupid. Like we know this. Like it's why the PR is so good, why they're landing players. You know, Vince wants to come out and goes, it's called overpaying. Well, you know what? It's called being smart. If you're going to overpay a little bit to go get a top 10 recruiting class, even if you keep half of them, your foundation for the 3 or 4 years is now set. What else have you done? You've created a narrative that you can do it at Kentucky. So maybe it doesn't happen the next year. Will Stein's not like this bum of a recruiter because he also has a track record. I get guys Heisman's, I get guys in the league, right? Very different. So my concern is just Kentucky basketball is not in a good spot right now. I don't know why my mic's falling. I don't like where it's at in terms of, just it's shut out. There's no communication. You don't even see Pope comment when we get a player. You hardly see the staff even comment. Maybe you get a boom from Fueger, but we haven't even gotten booms for all the players. So I don't know, man. I don't like it. I'm okay the fact that we didn't get Stokes. I don't like the fact that we probably never should. We were never going to get him. And all these signs were there and you just ignored them because you want to shut the media out because you're mad about some stuff that they said that was mean to you. If your skin's that thick, like you're not going to be successful here anyway. So, I think it's somewhere in the middle of you can Isaiah Blue said something like Kentucky shouldn't be sitting around hoping that they surprise people and are better than they are. Right. Like that's what we're hoping for. And you have the doomers that are basically like Pope is the Antichrist. And you have the sunshine pumpers of like, oh, this team is so much better than last year. Kind of in the middle. Yeah. If X, Y, and Z players take a jump, this team could be good. We still have to get more guys that would have to take a jump. They could be good. But if they don't, we could suck. Right. And it's the aspect of Kentucky basketball shouldn't be in this position. Period. Hard stop. Everyone should be in agreement in that. If we're not, like, we got to look at ourselves too in the mirror and be like, hey, like, it doesn't mean I'm rooting for Pope to lose. I'm not going to go and hope that we lose by 30, right? Every game, it's embarrassing. You don't want to see that. But at the same time, right, like the state of Kentucky basketball is not good. And if JMI wasn't an issue, I've heard this from 3 or 4 people, like they're apparently changing their, like some stuff on the back end with like their agreements or how the rigidness is. I don't know all the details, but that's just some rumblings I've heard. So I think it's just a perfect cocktail of Pope's just weak. He's not kind of going against what's not working. And and he's shutting too many people out. And this is where we're at.
Trace, my take with BBN or my perception, after 2 years of just mid results, our fan base it's safe to say is getting restless. We losing a Nike sponsored athlete, right? He was a Nike athlete
that grew up in Louisville.
Yeah, that grew up in Louisville to an Adidas school while Stokes was actively visiting Lexington, is being framed by the local and national media as an embarrassment. I mean, it's egg in our face. I mean, we're kind of a joke. We should not be in the situation we're in, but here we are. Go ahead.
Yeah. Honestly, it did suck to see because I don't think I ever felt like we were going to get him. But as we all did in the final hours, you fall into it. You still got a chance. You believe for a second, and then just on national television, just pulls out the 2K thing with Kansas, says rock chalk, and it's another example of this whole summer, this whole spring. Kentucky's kind of getting finessed a little bit, is now being used as a leverage to go up other offers. We saw it with Donnie Freeman as well, and there's some rumors, some belief out there. I don't know how entirely true it is, but if he did sign those NIL offers before the contract with the revenue share, if Kentucky and Kansas are both waiting for them to build out the roster and waiting on him to commit to build out the roster, say if he committed to Kansas unofficially 2 or 3 weeks before, you're just wasting Kentucky's time. And if that's what Kansas wants you to do, that only hurts us. Then you go into the whole Nike school. He's a Kentuckian. They also got Tate Kenny, who's a Kentuckian as well. Overall, just kind of an embarrassment. It's a guy that you wanted and you didn't get. I think we just got finessed on it, and it sucks to see in front of the whole country.
Drew, let me pivot to you. This is a situation, how I understand, is that kind of, do we put all our eggs in this one basket, the Stokes basket? Because I'm reading, and through Spaces and everything is Paul Spaces is, we reportedly passed on other top 10 prospects. I want to say, was it Holt and Collins?
Collins was a whole nother issue. That was a whole nother thing compared. Okay. But the guy that just committed to Louisville,
well, we got to talk about that
guy
too.
We offered, right? Like, so that's the aspect of that part.
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead, Drew. Jump in with your take.
Yeah, well, I think it. First off, to your point, like about that 2 years, this isn't just a 2-year problem. I mean, when you're really thinking about it, what the hell has Kentucky done since like 2018?
Fair.
Since like De'Aaron Fox's team, or I'm sorry, Tyler Hero, PJ Washington, that team. So like that's a bigger issue.
We're in 2019. So.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, we're almost a decade from when Kentucky's really competed for like a legitimate Final Four. And then, yeah, I think Kentucky definitely did put all their eggs in the basket. I mean, you hung around until late April, or maybe they just felt like they had to after the way the portal swung. Like maybe if Kentucky does get some of those early huge portal names, maybe they just pulled themselves out of the Stokes recruitment. But we got so deep in it, you already lost a ton of recruits. It was like, well, it's April 20 something. And there's not a whole lot of options out there. We got to keep fighting for them. So it's just a tough situation all in all. But I think what Paul was saying, like, I'm more frustrated. You know, he was saying he's not frustrated that we lost Stokes. I'm really not necessarily either. I am, though, when it comes down to we lost him late April and there's not, I mean, you're going to need something lucky to happen to be able to fill that void of what he could have brought you as a player. If this was just a recruitment we lost in November or December, okay, it's not a big deal. We got other high school guys we could pivot to. We got the portal coming up. The problem is the majority of the portal.
They didn't seem to know that they weren't going to get him either, which is also a problem.
Yeah, that's also concerning. It's like, I think they thought they were getting him, and you know, in their own minds, I guess we're delusional in that way. So that's my biggest worry is we missed out on him, and there's not a whole lot of answers to fill that void of what he could have brought you as an impact player this year.
I posted something the other day. There's 7, I think well now 6 because McNeil is going back to so now I think there's 6 of the top 150 players are left. And there's only 1 inside the top 80 left.
Are all of those guys in the NBA draft process?
Nope.
You know,
nope. You got like Jordan Burks is one. There's a guard from Oklahoma State. I don't know if he's in the draft or not, honestly. But like, there's guys like that you might recognize their name, but they're not like jumping off the page. Obviously, Milan's the biggest guy. He's the number 2, but I think he's the only one. If you take what's his fate? Oh, I guess he already committed to Tennessee, didn't he? Or is he crystal ball or whatever? But Duke Harris. So I think it's literally just only one guy because Burks is ranked 85th, I think.
I'll jump in here for a second on Momcilovic. I don't care how it makes Mark Pope look. I don't care how it makes the coaching staff look. Drop a bag on that man's front porch.
They've offered it.
Drop a bag on him. Well, then offer him more. He's got to get him here. He has to get him here for this team to even have a chance.
I'll just say this. If you add Momcilovic, this roster looks way different. In the offseason,
if you want that impact player, that's Milan Momcilovic.
Yeah.
Well, you get him and like the guy, the center, one of the foreign centers we're talking about, and then Hampton. The roster looks vastly different.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Now you're like, now you've got depth, athleticism, size. You've got perimeter scoring. Right? You can see 3 or 4 ways that you can win. Right now, like I would argue our bench. I don't like our bench at all.
We don't have a bench hardly. We have 2
agree
guards
with you.
really that are actually playable. I don't know that I count Morton.
And then we need a bunch of guys to just absolutely
I'm gonna get you, TB. Hold on, TB. I'll let you. Before you speak, one of the things I want to is it get to the point now where with all these whiffs, do we need to be concerned with our donors that are looking at like, what the hell's going on here? We're not,
They're already talking about who the next guy could be. Like those conversations are already like not prevalent.
And donors are fans too. Like they got to be sitting there like, what the hell's going on?
That's what I'm getting at. Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah. Okay.
They just got a lot deeper pocketbooks.
Go ahead,
that's a good point.
And the thing is, the thing is, we understand that football recruiting is different, but when you're at Kentucky and Will Stein is being able to sell Kentucky football, which historically hasn't been great, which recently hasn't been great, and Will Stein is able to get conversations and lockdowns with top players
as a first-time head coach too. Then, like this is his first
as a
rodeo.
First-time head coach. Like he is able to sell his vision vision of Kentucky football to dudes, and they're like, that's great. And then you look at Kenny Brooks that has 3 McDonald's All-Americans. He's plucking players. Somebody just signed today. I don't have it in front of me. And people are still like, well, JMI and all this kind of stuff. Really? Like at most schools,
I would push back on all that. I would push back on some of that TV. Okay. I would, though.
All right.
It is. Football is way more about the bottom line. Basketball is way more about structure.
Gotcha.
And that's and I'm not saying all the guys, but we are. The one thing you got to say in devil's advocate, we're in the last 1 or 2 with everyone almost all the time, right? And we're not losing guys because of higher bids most of the time either. That's the other thing. A lot of that points to structure
or the coach.
And then why were you losing it when Mark Pope is the guy that's supposed to sign it, right? So my point is, you can only lean on this JMI stuff, but so much because JMI is tied to the entire athletic department. Am I correct?
Yeah, but it's football is more regional, basketball is more national.
Oh, I got you.
Let me get Davo in here.
I got you. Look, I'm a
go ahead.
No, let TB go.
Finish your thought.
I'm going to say I am rooting for Mark Pope to do well, but as Kyle Tucker pointed out in some tweets, like we've had 20 of these top 50 guys visit Lexington, and we've signed none of them.
It's a perfect cocktail. It's a perfect mixture, man.
So, all right. Like,
it's definitely the coach, too. It's definitely the coach, too. I'm not knocking that. It's a whole systems failure.
Right. If I'm John Q, average Kentucky fan, I don't care where the blame lands. I'm pointing to, I don't want to be used in a bidding war. Like finishing in the top 2 or 3 as a Kentucky fan, I don't give a shit, if I can be honest.
Yep.
Because people like to say, oh, you like Cal and all these guys. No. I remember Sam Bowie coming from fucking Pennsylvania. I remember Kenny Walker coming from Georgia. I remember Pat Riley coming from upstate New York. And you people are, not you, Paul. I don't mean to be disrespectful.
No. I got you.
But like people are telling me like, well, it's this and it's that and it's this. All I know is I'm tired, and I think the average fan is tired of Kentucky finishing in the top 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. That is not Kentucky men's basketball.
Yep.
Like
I agree.
We can give all these reasons. It's Mitch. It's Mark Pope. It's the way of the world. But the average fan doesn't give a shit because Kentucky basketball has been getting these top dudes through integration. Like I can recount all this stuff. The Tyran Stokes thing to me is like, we missed out again. We have a coach that these kids don't believe in. Football does. Women's basketball does. Volleyball does. But you can't sell Kentucky men's basketball?
Wait, time out.
Sell that.
Let me hold on real quick. I haven't heard Davo yet, but Davo, let me bring this up too. The other elephant in the room. Last week we talked about Billy Donovan's going to be part of the narrative for this coming season, especially if things go south. He's out there. He's available. BBN has wanted him for many years. The other talking point, Davo, is the school here in our town, in Louisville. I mean, on paper, they are killing it. You say whatever you want about Kelsey and coaching, whatever. But that is a measuring stick when it comes to Kentucky basketball, is how good the school here in the 502 is doing. And on paper, they're getting it. They're getting it done.
Well, first of all, when it comes to the Stokes situation, I don't give a shit, right? It is what it is. He did his little cute trolley thing. Basically, whenever he told, I think it was Charles Barkley, he said, "Oh, I see a little blue there," and he said, "Oh, don't get too excited." Right, it was over. I'll be honest with you, I turned it over as soon as he said that. Like it was done. So whatever, good job, get your money, wear that shitty Adidas, go to the league, right? Do what you got to do. Louisville, yeah, I mean they're crushing it, but I can say that we was told the same thing, that we was crushing it with who we got last year, and spent all that money. It's gonna be fit, you know what I mean? And little man down there hasn't proven that he can really take good players far in the tournament. Right. So coaching matters too, right? Mm-hmm. Coaching matters, and we'll see. And me, I've got my fingers crossed and hope that we can throw the figure back on them at the end of this coming up year,
which is gonna be way higher, by the way.
It wouldn't shock me. It won't touch 40,
30.
30. It wouldn't shock me.
So, it won't be 40. It won't touch 40, but it might touch 30.
Yeah, I mean, kudos, good job. You've pulled some names, whatever. So now you got to coach them.
Is that Papa John? He's coming back into the whole scene
It had to be Papa John. That's got to be pizza money. They have to.
The same thing down there in Knoxville. You know, they're loading up again. They're not going to make a fucking Final Four, so it don't matter. At the end of the day, you still have to coach them. So
I would say that
I had to throw my stab. I'm sorry.
I would say this. I do not like Louisville's team at all. They don't have a bunch of guys that can shoot overly well. They don't it looks a lot like our team last year. It looks like a lot of monsters, and I don't know how it's going to gel. And you're right. Like the weird thing is a coach, Kentucky has a guy who can coach and Louisville doesn't, but they have a guy. Maybe we can just mesh where they can land the dudes. I am scared about Tennessee though. Like if Tennessee doesn't make a Final Four this year, they never will because they are effing loaded.
They're going to be really good. They might be like preseason 2 or 3.
We forget about Florida too.
I've been branded as a hater, but I'm going to put out to you guys. We keep saying we know Mark Pope can coach. Am I the only person that heard Carl Ravage about 12 or 13 times say if Kentucky can get to 12, get it under double digits, they can win? How many games did we see this team not be ready to play?
The horrible
How
start.
many games did we see them be by double digits by the 12
We are comparing them to Pat Kelsey here though, TV.
Look, I was born and raised Louisville fan. Everybody in my family went to Louisville. I went to Kentucky. I don't want to defend Louisville, but people keep saying, well, we know Mark Pope and the X's and O's. Did anybody watch the games that I watched where against Texas A&M, it's like a 30-4 run?
40-12.
Did anybody see that besides me?
I would say,
assuming.
And as a reminder,
I'm probably wrong, but I'm like, did anybody watch this season
You're not
and
wrong.
hear Carl Ravage like, hey, if they can get it to 10 points, is anybody besides me tired of that?
Yeah.
Is anybody besides me tired of listening?
And Louisville whipped our
got
ass.
it.
I don't give a shit about the final score. They whipped our ass.
They also played the best game they played all year.
Okay, whatever. But they still whipped.
And they won. And they won by the largest margin they've won in 20 years. Louisville wins by 3 points. 8 points is a blowout. But I have to sit here and be like, well, you know, it is what it is. We're trying hard. Do we know this man can coach at this level?
You're going to find out this year.
You're going to find out.
You're going to find out this year.
Well, hold on, Drew. I'm going to get Trace in here. Trace,
and you
here's the
damn
thing
well
with
better figure out in year 3.
that board is what that board.
Like, look, hold on
see
one
that shit
second.
in my
We
sleep.
can debate we can feel that he's signing all this stuff. At the end of it, in March 2027, we will know. We can pretend because he was the captain of the Untouchables. We can pretend all this stuff.
It won't save his job.
I am tired of Carl Ravage looking at Jimmy Dykes and saying, you know, if Kentucky can cut to 10, I don't care who they fucking sign. I am tired of that.
Well, we'll save him his job is when Terry Brown eats an entire legal pad's worth of paper because Mark Pope makes the Final Four next year. Hey, Trace.
Look,
Trace.
Nolan, because you say that, I've got all these pages. When he makes the Final Four, I'll say it. I'm just tired of this.
Are you tired of this one, TB? Because Kyle says TB.
That's what I was going to mention. This year, 100%. I was tired of hearing Carl Ravage say that as well. But I think what it comes down to is we just didn't have a Mark Pope style of a team. Like, they didn't gel well together. But in year one,
that's still on Pope though.
It
is, yeah. But I would say, you know, and it's a 1 year basis. I think year 3 we're going to find out. But in year 1, I think it looked like he could coach. Just year 2 he didn't because of the roster that he put together. Kind of like what Rando was saying.
Yeah. For the record, hold on, Paul. When I hear Mark Pope, Coach Pope can coach, are we still using that one play against Duke where he called what's the
spin
guy?
Move?
The spin move. He got that right. I mean, okay.
No, but he overachieved with a mid team that went to the Sweet 16. Like, I think that was impressive. It's not Kentucky standards, but in year 1 with the talent that he had put together, I think
that team makes at least the Elite 8. That Tennessee team does not beat Kentucky if they're healthy.
The team healthy would have been like contenders. Like
I loved Pope's first.
That first year team could have won. Could have maybe even won the title.
Also, let me say this too. Like, I know we have to do it because it's the Pope era. why do Kentucky fans recently always act like that's the greatest Kentucky team of all time? Like, instead of always comparing Pope's first year, why don't we go back to the teams that we used to have in 2010 to 2019? Like, that's the Kentucky standard that I know in my lifetime. Now, I know we have to compare it different era, different coach.
Right.
Mostly,
obviously.
But also, like, Kentucky fans act like that's the greatest Kentucky team of all time. And also, too, like, it's not like Pope came in with a huge track record. I mean, he's lost double-digit games the majority of his career.
9 out of 11 years.
As well. So,
yeah, dude, I agree. I mean, like I was saying, that's not Kentucky standard. Let's put that first. It's not, which is not acceptable. Yeah. But going off the question of if Mark Pope can coach, his year one was he could coach. Last year was embarrassing. Year two was not. So let's find out in year three. And then
I think the most concerning thing is that Pope knows he's kind of coaching for his job now, and you couldn't pull any of the top guys. Like, that's the thing. Like, Mark Pope backed into a corner, and we couldn't get the guys that you need to maybe get your job saved, right? That's something to me that I go, like, maybe you do. Maybe this team goes on. Hey, listen, we've seen 8 seeds go to the Final Four, right? You get lucky, you get on a run. Look what Iowa did, right? Like, you get an upset, you get hot, you get some favorable matchups. But boy, does that need to happen, it looks like, because we might not even be the fourth best team in our own conference, because Louisville and Florida, or Tennessee and Florida might dog walk us because they are really good.
On paper, we might be lucky to be in the top 7 or 8 right now.
We're not
on paper.
We might be maybe
and the struggle for our fan base is that we may not be the top school in the state, and that always sucks.
We're not there yet.
That can flip real fast.
And if I can respond, like, people keep pushing the first year of Pope, a Sweet 16. I'm supposed to be moved as a Kentucky fan about a Sweet 16.
Yeah, but
that was coming off.
We also had 2 of our best players that were injured that game too.
Let me just say this. John Calipari took over a program that went 5 years without the Sweet 16, and he showed up and he only lost 3 games that year. I'm supposed to be moved by a Sweet 16?
Well, I'm not saying you should be moved by it, but Calipari is not the norm, though. That's not the norm. That's not normal.
Yes, it's definitely not the standard. But I think when Pope came in, we were like, let's give him some first-year grace, and he overachieved. That's all I'm going off. But this year, it's not the standard.
Because you like the guy. Because you like the guy.
TB, let's be fair. He came in and got hired late.
If Mark Pope was not captain,
he had a month to put the roster together. Didn't he have like a month or 2 to put the roster together?
Let's be honest. He came in late. We put a roster together. They won a bunch of games. They were a 3 seed in the tournament. It's not the standard, but the problem is that we didn't take a step, right? So I give him grace for year one because you only had a month to put the roster together. You were behind. Guys were already off the board. You got hired late, right? You had to come in and build a staff. So I give him grace there, and we put 2 dudes in the league, right? Like, so we'll give him some grace on that one. But now the expectations are high, so now you got to go higher, right? And we didn't do it, and that's where the problem is. Like, that's why I think we can give the year one grace, but now no.
Yeah, I agree. Also, Kentucky lost won the national championship the year before. So
Rando, Kyle, and TV are having a little bit of a.
End of the day.
Hold on. Everybody talking. Nolan, keep going.
End of the day, regardless of what we're going to say about year one, year two, on the court, all this stuff, almost undeniable at this point is off the court. Mm-hmm. Mark Pope is running a circus. The basketball program right now, to me, is a circus. That's really concerning. That should be, and when you mix that in with the mediocre results on the court, that's bad, really bad for Kentucky.
Yeah, I agree.
And it doesn't look like we're heading in the right direction either way. Hopefully, we're wrong about the results next year. Hopefully,
we all hope it is.
Belly up with paper, but like you said earlier,
here, real quick, guys, this is where, as a fan for over 50 years, I'll say it, I'm old. I've heard the word hope so many fucking times during this tenure. And this is where, again, this is not what this program is. We used to be a brand. We're not feared. No one, we step on a court. People actually go to the game to watch us get beat because they are confident that their team can take out Kentucky on a national televised game on ESPN, whatever. We are it's disheartening. And I don't know who were you, maybe I think who was Nolan. I was talking to you before the show. Usually Round of Shots is a seasonal podcast where I'll shut it down after basketball season starts, or excuse me, ends. And then, it's quiet time. But there's a lot of shit to still talk about because we're in again, as a fan, I'm a fan. I'm doing a show as a fan, and I'm frustrated. I share this frustration with BBN. And what the fuck happens, guys, if Marino stays in the draft?
No one's even comparing that. No one's actually thinking that. And I think it's a higher chance than people think it is. Because at the end of the day, like if you see this roster and you're Marino, we don't add anybody else. What do you think? What do you want to do? Do you come back to now? I will say if he gets a first round, I think he might stay, but he's not in the first round and he's got a good amount of money to come back. So let's just put it that way. But to your point, TB, like when we're talking about this and look, as a fan in the fan group, and this is why I preach this all the freaking time, like so I'm blue in the face, because we saw what happened with the golden parachute, right? When we get loud about something, get really fucking loud, right? We change, we we can swing the pendulum. So why I say this so I'm blue in the face is what we're seeing with Kentucky basketball with NIL and all this. This is an institutional problem that shows that we were not prepared for what was going to happen. You were not, like, from the top down organizationally. Cal bounced because he didn't like the structure we had. We could talk about it till we're blue. Cal would have stayed at Kentucky if we would have just been modern, and we weren't, right? That's why he left. Now, I'm not arguing and saying Cal should have stayed. This is a conversation, right? The fact of the matter is that the Kentucky athletic department has, from the top down, incompetence running it. Look what Duke's getting from the Amazon thing. You don't think if Amazon would have gotten that from Kentucky, they would have just went bananas? You don't think Kentucky would have sold more Amazon videos than fucking Duke? Like, let's be honest. If Kentucky was going to go on Amazon or Netflix, they would set record ratings for that shit. And you've got us sitting out here with clowns in the athletic department that, like, and I know it sounds silly, but like, look how late we were to just selling beer in the stadium that drove another $2.5 million in revenue, right? Like, it's dumb thinking, old mentality that's got this basketball problem the way it is. You got Stein, Brooks, these guys are forward thinking. They don't listen to the status quo. They're not listening to the administration. They're doing what the fuck they want. It's working, so the administration can't tell them not to do it. And Pope is a yes man. He's a weak guy. And you see with the media, he's not strong-willed. He's not talking to people. He's shutting people out. You saw he pouted like a little kid last year. Like, I hope it works. I thought maybe this is the year that it was going to turn the corner. We were in on a lot of dudes and we lost it again. And now it's kind of like, what's going on? But this is a bigger problem, and I will never stop talking about it, because if Kentucky doesn't get from the top down, president, athletic director, Eric Monday, all these people have to go. And if they don't go, we're going to be stuck in the same shitty situation again over and over, because the fact that we had no foresight that this shit was going to go this way, and we keep doing this dumb shit over and over and over and over and over again now for the third year, that speaks a lot to ignorance and just common sense at the top. And I don't think we have that at Kentucky right now. There's no forward thought.
Kevin, to your Malachi point, it is something very interesting. Number one, I think it's highly unlikely. I do think he's coming back to Kentucky. If he stays in the draft, Kentucky is screwed. I mean, we are absolutely screwed. There is nobody out there to replace him. The center market is ridiculous.
Reese Potter, let's go. Heck yeah,
there's nobody. We'll have a 6'6" center, 6'7" center. There'll be we are screwed.
But the combine is going to be very important for that decision. He is 7 foot. 7'1". If he tests very well, if he balls out, Malachi could play himself into a late first round pick potentially, because of the centers, and NBA teams love drafting on potential. And he is a guy with an incredible amount of upside that an NBA team could persuade him to staying in there. So that's something to monitor. But I do think he'll be back at Kentucky.
What if they say he's?
We're saying he needs to take a big leap. What if he took the fucking leap already? Like, and he, what if he's shooting 3-pointers and everything in the draft? And we're like, because you can't teach 7-1.
No, especially with all the just raw tools he has already right now. In NBA teams, I mean, let's be real, you're going to develop more in the NBA than you would at Kentucky anyways, because of what they have with resources and the practice and and all those things and the coaches and stuff like that. So it's something to monitor. But I mean, like Gutter just said, yeah, he's not ready for the NBA right now. But
how many guys have we seen leave that weren't ready for the NBA?
Yeah, and it's also hard to turn down that opportunity when a team wants you in the first round and they have a plan for you. And
what if a team tells him they want him, but it's going to be a second round pick because
I think he'll come back because the money will be way higher. Yeah. He might go for if he's in like the mid 20s. I think it's real dicey, but he's getting a couple, like he's over 2. I think he's probably close to $3 million to come back to Kentucky. So the guaranteed money is better.
Would you rather make millions in Lexington or go play in Fort Wayne for like $30,000?
That's a good point too. But we got to remember when he declared for the draft and announced that he was returning, we got the reports he took a pay cut to go build a national championship roster. Does he feel like Kentucky has done that while he hasn't been there? Like that's something else to monitor. He might say, "This is not what I envisioned for the pieces around me looking like."
I got to get my guys in to chat up. Davo, your hearing is what else you got to add?
Nothing.
I sense frustration clearly.
Well, I just heard he took a pay cut to build a national championship roster. So
yeah, he definitely didn't sign for like he definitely had offers probably $1 million more to go to like I think Duke tried to get him out was one. Okay. I honestly I think he would have fit better at Duke because I think he fit better in that offense than the Zoom offense unless he's going to start shooting threes. Like in a traditional Zoom offense, that 5 spot, unless you can shoot, you're not necessarily seeing the ball a hell of a lot. Or unless you can play like Amari did with mad ball handling skills and passing skills because he was basically a center 5 or a center point guard.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the plan for him next year, but I guess we'll see.
They're going to run that through. They'll run it through the power forward kid because he can actually handle the rock unless he just develops it. I mean, he does not have the handle ability to run the offense like Amari. That's why when we were talking about Freeman, it was such a big miss because Freeman was linked to Kentucky in January. He came here, had the offer, all this stuff, and we blew it. Like there's no, like we could talk about St. John's bid. It doesn't matter if we could if that would have went well, he would have been here. If they would have offered him what they said they was offering and all this, he would have signed here. Like we know all this stuff. We were gonna run that 4 guard through Freeman because he could actually do it. Like the whole offense was going to run through him, and he went to St. John's.
I think it's also
why it was such a bad miss.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to remind people that Ortega always not on the roster no more. You know, he saved our ass a lot last year.
So much.
AKA a 50-foot bank shot to keep us from getting eliminated first round.
You imagine if we would have lost that game and where we're sitting right now?
I don't want to.
I was in St. Louis, and even for 2 seconds, it was very restless.
I was there too, and
pretty restless.
And it was my heart stopped beating for about 3 seconds when that ball went in the hoop from Alan Graves, and then Ortega resurrected me or something.
There was literally.
But be honest. In fairness,
a guy that said to fire.
In fairness, what is the I can AI if I wanted to, but what is the percentage of him hitting that shot 10 times?
Less than one.
Exactly. So my point is that we were really out.
Especially if he has to call bank. If he has to call bank, it's probably 1 out of 10. Yeah, every time.
He said that's a bucket, though.
Also, that's back up like what we've been talking about earlier. Like we shouldn't be in this situation anyways. This is Kentucky, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. So real quick, YouTube rocks the village. Are you guys supposed to be more knowledgeable than the average fan? Yes, we are. That's why we're doing a show on a Sunday night.
We're supposed to be.
That's why we're doing a show
supposed to be
with 1,000 people watching right now.
Yeah, but you could be the judge of that. If whether or not we're spot on or not.
I was actually
real quick. Here's something real quick. I got to give a little shout out.
What kind of rep is team too?
Trace, Cat's coverage. I have not done this for you. Tell us about Cat coverage because you got like over 20,000 follow. Just on X, and I follow you on Facebook too. And your posts get attention. Your followers with Cat coverage. So to answer that question, I think Trace, Paul. basketball.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. But I guess in terms of the X thing, I've been using these fingertips on Twitter since 2016. So then Facebook's just a different crowd. But I appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
Facebook is definitely a different crowd.
Facebook fans, man, I swear.
It is.
You want a good laugh? Just go scroll through that, man. It's
I do.
Mark Pope is going to be like homeless and like, you know, he's got like 3 cheerleader side pieces according to Facebook. Is wild.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, dude, I've seen stuff like he's like poor Mark Pope, his wife like cheated on him and left him. I'm like, what are you?
The homeless shelters in Lexington took a huge hit when Colin Chandler transferred out too. What I heard.
So this is Adam. Thanks for the chat comment. Work in Scott County, and what I'm hearing from locals is that Paul is right. There's more of a chance that Marino stays in the draft. Paul is usually right. So
I've been saying this because if you go read his announcement, that was way too much of a door. Like if you go read his and go reread it and then the discount and now where we're at, like I'm telling you, I've been sitting there and people have called me very bad potty names, and I don't want him to stay in the draft. But I'm telling you, this is squeaky bum time for the next 24 days. I think the 27th is the last day to pull out, right?
Let me fact check.
I think it's the 27th. It's the 27th or the 29th, one of them.
Potty names?
Yeah.
I thought we were like big boys.
27th.
27th. Yeah. First time. Should have kept with the gut.
I mean, and again, this is why we're doing a show on a Sunday night during the off season talking about Kentucky basketball because it fucking matters. I mean, we are who we are. We've been a TB, help me out. We've been a force, a brand, a thing with college basketball for so many fucking years. And here we are on this Sunday night, May 3rd, looking back at what happened this week. And, you know, again, the national scene is we're kind of a laughing stock because, you know, we spent all this money last year and we saw what that got us. But here we are. TB, speak.
Can't hear him.
Yeah, mute.
I think you're muted.
I think he's muted or something's going on with his mic.
He is. Yeah, we can't hear you, TB.
To go to Nolan's point from earlier while he's fixing his headset, when Graves hit that shot and I was sitting here writing notes down because I'm like, this space is going to be like without space might have broke records, but like
your space is killing it. I love it.
I was like, oh my God. And then he hit right. Like I was like, ooh, because I didn't even want to do that space, to be honest with you, man. Like I knew it was just going to be absolutely horrendous.
What's this? Any info on Stokes?
Yeah. So on Snapchat, there was a student or someone in Lexington that sent Tyran Stokes messages that he could do what he, you know, that kind of thing.
The whole semester.
What now? What? Say that again. I'm
that he was gonna
favors.
He had a female lined up or something.
Yeah,
a female lined him up. How about that?
I think that's the best way. I don't know how the best way to.
They're all rock stars. I mean, these dudes are living the life.
Well, welcome to Kentucky. We don't have to get $3 hookers to win national championships.
Exactly. I still remember back in the day. I'm a digress.
TB, your mic. Wait, did TB's mic get fixed?
I don't know, but I remember. I for some damn reason, this came to mind. What was the Louisville basketball when they had the hooker thing? Who was I can't remember her name. Anyway,
Katina Powell.
Katina. She was on. This came up as I don't know how it came back to me, where she was doing an interview with Matt Jones, KSR, and she talked about how the girls were squirting to the sea. I don't know how it was. But
well, I mean, at the end of the day, the lesson learned is
I don't know.
The lesson learned from that is pretty simple, right? You fuck a cheap whore, you lose your banner. That's just how it goes. I mean,
it's
lesson learned.
Moral of the story: stick with sorority girls. The banners stick longer.
I mean, good God.
Oh my Lord.
The school here in town will always be the butt of the joke. I mean, there you go. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, okay.
That joke is always slippery.
Yeah, let's more positive. Come on. The Will Stein era is in full force. God, I mean, my God, Drew, I'll start with you. You are a residential recruiting analyst, not an attorney. We do have our attorney there, right there.
No,
Yeah,
you
don't shake your head, Nolan. You are our attorney. What's going on, man? Stein. I mean, he is just good. God, I mean, every publication out there says next year's roster is top 10. And man, he's not letting up. The dude has got his foot on the gas. Talk to us about what's the latest and greatest Tucky.
Yeah, I got another commit this week. Safety out of North Carolina, Marquise Bryant, 4-star guy, top safety as well. I mean, just continues to add in the recruiting. I know there's multiple kids I think committing this week that Kentucky's in the finalists for. So I guess we'll see if they can close on those guys. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. I mean, you just honestly, like, I was going to ask you guys this question earlier, like whenever Kentucky basketball gets into recruitment, like nowadays we almost expect them to lose and hope for the best. Now you look at Will Stein at Kentucky and you're like, I kind of expect us to win this recruitment, which is a little strange and different than what we've seen in the past. But yeah, I mean, he's making noise. I mean, I think you have to set up and think and feel pretty good about, year 2 for Will Stein, the Will Stein era. I mean, we already know what we got year 1 with the roster, but year 2, good recruiting class, hopefully get some wins, some retention and stuff like that back. And maybe they can compete in year 2 with the big recruiting class. But also, I mean, you're just setting up the program for success in the future as well with good building blocks from a recruiting class. So hopefully these guys stick, develop, and turn into good football players in upcoming years.
Paul, jump in. What's your feel with where we are right now?
So I think that you're still going to see some flips. I've been saying this for a little while now. Like when it's all said and done, Kentucky's going to end up with, I'll say 2 because I'm pretty confident of that, but 2 to 5 5-star guys on this in this roster. I think one's going to be a flip. We might be in the driver's seat for that one. If you know what I'm saying. I think that, Stein's had a plan when he came in here. Number one, he said the things that nobody else said, right? Like, and I love that he's like, all the best football players want to play for Will Stein, right? Like he's kind of got that cocky attitude. I mean, like, look at the guy. I mean, like I trust coaches who have really attractive wives because I know they're not afraid to outpunt their coverage. And he, like, all I had to do is see him walk in. I was like, yeah, we got this, man. Like he really outkicked his coverage on this one. So we're good. But like at the same time, he's got the track record. So now when we're walking into rooms, right, we're not selling hope and a prayer. We're like, hey, like here's my Heisman Trophy winners, and here's the NFL draft picks. I mean, look at Bo Nix. I mean, the guy was basically ran out of Auburn, and now he's if he's not injured, Denver might have won the Super Bowl. At least probably would have went to the Super Bowl if he's not injured, right? Like they were really good. So, we are spending money in recruiting in high school, which is a little different than I think some of the schools have been, but he has a plan. And the plan is you come in here and you rock a top 10 to 15 class in year 1, even if you keep 50% of those, you've got retention, you've got buzz. And I'm telling you right now, this team this year, pound for pound, 11 for 11, I think this team can rock with almost anyone in the country. They can, I'm not saying they can beat everyone, but they're not going to probably get bitched, right? Mm-hmm. I will stick by this. I think they're going to beat Bama week 2.
Whoa.
All right. They have a brand new quarterback, first time on the road. They had a lot of turnover from last year. Kentucky
Bama's
actually has
early in the year too.
They're terrible on the road under DeBoer as well.
Yeah.
Not good on the road. Or about lost to some horrible teams last year.
This team is not this like, and listen, you've heard this from some of the best coaches in the country. Kroger Field, when it's hopping, it hops. Like that place shakes. It is one of the loudest stadiums in the SEC for how, and the thing is it catches teams off guard of how loud it is. I mean, look what we did to Florida, 4 years ago with 11 false starts. Look what we did to Georgia 2 years ago, right? Like Kirby hates coming here because of what happens. And if we're even remotely competitive, and listen, guys, that stadium, don't let us get a night game.
Wait.
Don't let us get a night game because that, like, every year this year, you're going to have the crowd coming and excited, barring some stupid shit happening where half the team gets hurt or something, right? Like that if we're healthy or marginally healthy, this team's going to be competitive. They're going to be fun to watch. They're going to put points up. He's going to play aggressive. He's going to do shit we haven't seen. You're going to see fake punts and you're going to see all this shit because he's going to, what's his name? Find more possessions, right? They're going to press. They're going to blitz. We have a defense full of ball hawks. Our front seven, I'm going to tell you right now, the front seven of Kentucky may be one of the top 3 or 4 best in the SEC. No one's talking about the fact that they brought back 3 dudes from the D line last year that was pretty damn good. Like, this team's got a shot. Like, the offense has questions on the O line. Is it going to gel? The running back room, if it stays healthy, could be borderline elite. I mean, like we literally. But
the O line on paper looks fucking legit. Right?
Yeah, it has to gel, right? Like, it has to gel, and that's always a concern. The wide receiver room has a lot of talent, but are we gonna have a guy that's gonna be the guy? Everyone's saying Darby's gonna be like crazy, right? Like, you've got Willie but like, there's less questions of this Kentucky team. Like, this team, if the stars align, could win 9 games. I think their floor is 5, but like, they have a big, like, you got to get some luck, right? Maybe a little bit better than you think.
Still the SEC.
Yeah, but I look, you get Florida at home. Okay. You've seen what Florida's not done really well. Vandy doesn't, like, Diego Pavia is not walking through that door again, right? So I think Louisville, I mean, there's still, like, Louisville still got, like, there's a lot of games. I think there's way more 50-50 matchups. And then, like, do you get an Alabama? If you can get either Alabama or LSU at home, if you even split those two, think about that, guys. If Will Stein goes in and we win week 2, Kentucky's ranked top 20 probably going into week 3. Yeah, I'm standing by it, and recruiting's hot. Okay. So
yes, Dave. Let me switch, Dave. With Stein and what he's done, this energy, the passion. Clearly, he wants to be Kentucky's coach. He wants to be the coach of our program. Yeah. Seriously? Let's look ahead. What is that? Labor Day weekend, whatever that first game is. The energy, the electricity, everything about that Saturday game is going to be so fucking over top. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do all I can to buy tickets to that game, regardless of where I got to sit. You just got to be there for that.
For Bama?
Oh no,
or the home opener. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, I got a wedding that day, but don't worry, my iPad be right next to me, ready to go, watching that game. So don't worry about.
Of course, you cannot. They can't have their first dance and anything, until kickoff.
I'm going to talk to the coordinator, and we're definitely going to work around that. So don't worry about that for sure.
Fair.
But you were seeing Will Stein being the complete opposite of what Pope, right? He is recruiting with swagger and confidence and not being a nerd. I mean, let's just call it what it is, right? He is selling the fact that he is a proven winner in every level he's been in, and he is selling the fact that he ain't scared of shit, right? He is saying, come in here, build this with me, and I'm going to take you to where you want to be. Right. And the ultimate goal is for a lot of these young men is to go to the league. And he said, well, guess what? I can do that for you, too, because look who's in the league that I've coached. Right. Yep. Look who I've sent to New York. Right. So, I mean, he's got a mouth and he can prove it. And, and like Paul said, even a team last year, I know it ended kind of shitty. Right. But they were competitive in some games. Ole Miss, right, who went to the playoffs. Like, it's there. Right?
We basically gave Ole Miss a playoff spot because we hurt their quarterback and they found a Heisman finalist. What are the chances? You hurt the starting the starter gets hurt, the backup comes in and he goes on to almost win the Heisman. Like, that's just
Kentucky should have won that game. Kentucky should have won that game.
Yeah, they should have.
So went here twice on 4th down late in the game, and then
could have kicked field goals. Well, and you also had Cutter miss Willie wide open when it was a 6-point game.
All right,
I think he missed Hardley too. I think he overthrew Hardley on a go ball or something like that at the end of the game too.
Give me a TO real quick. I got Nolan and Trace. They got to bounce. I want to get their final thoughts. Again, Nolan, Trace, thank you as always for hanging with us on Round of Shots. Nolan, Final thoughts, final shot. Yeah, go.
We're going 16-0, winning the national championship. My
Football?
final thought. Yeah, I'm in. Chris Ignetti, that's just Will Stein now.
You know what? That's a damn good point. He showed it could happen.
He thinks it
At
can happen.
IU. Yes.
Well, Will Stein is convinced he can win a national championship at Kentucky. Clearly, he's convinced he can win. He can be like Nick Saban at Kentucky because that man, he's got some swagger to him for sure. But either way, I know you hate the word hope. Hope basketball figures it out. But I'm really excited for the future of football. The future's awesome. Let's just get some more talent in here and get some more studs. I appreciate you guys having me on again as usual.
Always, my brother.
I'm gonna milk the legal fees dry for you. So set rate $3,000 an hour, something worse, something. Yeah, there you go. I gotta make more money.
I would like to note I did not sign off on this.
Good God, 3,000.
Got to pay attention to what your guys are doing, Paul.
They don't have he doesn't have signing power. It says in the agreement.
Yeah, Trace, you
I'll get you out of that.
Yeah. Trace, you need to bounce. Give me your final shot for the night.
I think it's a big blessing that Will Stein doesn't. I mean, he's a Kentucky fan, but he doesn't like come from the standard of what historically Kentucky football is. He comes from Oregon. He's not a program has been and the things that are the dark clouds above him. He's like, let's go win now. I'm used to coaching 5 stars. The playoff has always been the goal from where I'm from, and he's bringing that to Lexington. So I think that's the biggest thing is he's not scared. Like you said, if you're scared, go to church. And unfortunately, my final shot, final thing. Unfortunately, this time next year, I think we're going to be looking for another basketball coach. I hate to say that, but I think that's why it's going to be. It's early, but for it not to be. But I appreciate y'all having me on.
Always, Trace. You got a spot here. Appreciate you. Have a good week. I'll be in touch.
Sir, see you.
Peace out, Trace.
So you go. All right. Oh, look at this. Paul gets the whole circle by himself.
Whole bottom low.
Do we like? Yeah.
Don't do that. That's weird.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. You know what? I could actually let me do this. I know, Paul, you got to bounce soon, right?
Yeah,
you do.
I think TB's having technical difficulties.
Look, I even do this. Hold on. Oh, he's all right. So where are we at? Let's see. TB, what is going on? I swear that Iowa internet.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
What is going on? Do I need to send you like a Verizon hotspot or something?
I don't know. My computer decided to start doing updates, so here I am.
All right, let's shift gears. Go ahead. What?
Well, I know we talked about football and all this kind of stuff, but again, I'm here in the Midwest. I'm here in Iowa. They had 7 guys drafted, and we keep talking about all this new stuff we have to do. Kirk Ferentz has been here since before Y2K. He's had 100 guys drafted, and Kentucky could only wish to have the success that Iowa had. So I'm hoping Will Stein can bring that to Kentucky.
Hey, TB, question for you. Since you're in Iowa, are the Iowa fans pretty upset about Jake Nalrod committing to Kentucky and not Iowa? Because obviously his dad played there as well.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they got really upset that Madden Greenway signed to play basketball for the women's team because of her family heritage. I didn't realize there was a vocal women's basketball thing here. But yeah, like, look, man, when it comes to what Will Stein's doing with football, it's all about, like, what is your program about? Like, Will Stein's like, hey, you come here as a quarterback, you're going to compete for the Heisman, right? You're going to go to that next level. At Iowa, it's the offensive line. They take a lot of 3-star guys, they turn them into NFL prospects, and it's tight end you, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that Will Stein is able to get that moving in the right direction, where Kentucky is the place that you go and move on to the next level. That's my hope.
That's a good point. Also, with that as well, like, we have to remember, I wasn't the biggest fan of the hire because of the way last season went at LSU, but like Joe Slone has a huge track record at quarterbacks as well, with Jaden Daniels and Garrett Nussmeier and those guys at quarterback at LSU as well. So I think hopefully Will Stein can help him with some of the coaching and play calling decisions. But in terms of selling what he's been able to do as well as a quarterback developer and the success he's had as a quarterback coach and offensive coordinator as well, I think Joe Slone is also a huge selling point.
And Chip Kelly is not his coach.
And for my 2 cents with that, it's so when I talk about Kentucky needs to be like Iowa, people are like, oh, you live there. But I'm like, the reason they've had 2 coaches since 1979 is because of a bunch of factors. One, you you beat your rival. Iowa beats Iowa State at a 70% clip. All those weird trophies, like the pig trophy with Wisconsin, they win at a 70% clip, right? There's the game from 2017. Iowa put 55 points on the board against Ohio State in 2017. And on Cats Talk Wednesday, I had Vinny, my co-host, go through how many years do you have to go back for Kentucky to score 55 points against Georgia? How many years? And it was 12 fucking years. So my point is, if Will Stein can give Kentucky an identity where you're beating Vanderbilt with regularity, you're beating South Carolina with regularity, you're beating Tennessee with regularity, and then you trip up Georgia and you do like Paul said, you trip up Alabama, now we're talking, right? Now we're moving in the right direction. So that's what I want to see.
All right. Well, whatever you want is whatever we get.
No, I'm just a guy, man. I'm just a guy. I'm no insider. I'm just a fan that talks really, really loud on podcasts.
And I appreciate you.
Has internet issues.
It has internet issues because I'm in the middle of a fucking cornfield. If you build it, they will come except for your internet provider. So there you go.
I'm already on my Verizon looking for a hotspot for you. So
I need it. Thank you.
All right. Let's give a shout out real quick, guys. UK base.
I gotta bounce, guys.
You gotta bounce. All right.
Yeah, I gotta bounce.
Thank you for hanging.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, Paul.
Appreciate it, guys.
We'll
talk to you guys soon. Yep.
All right. So here we are. Let's
God damn it, keep it smaller and smaller.
Yeah, no, it is. This is our four. This is us. This is who we are. People in the chat. For the record, round of shots is
TP.
I was getting ready to say us four, and then TP literally drops. What the hell?
Comical now at this point.
I mean, that's just.
I was just going to say, if TB drops randomly, it's going to get really weird.
I know. Yeah. Here he comes. There. TB, I was literally getting ready to announce. The four that's left is the four of round of shots, and then you drop anyway. Yeah, all right. Okay, let's talk UK baseball. TB, you're a UK baseball guy.
Yeah.
They had a great week. They took out Tennessee, which is always a good thing. They're gaining momentum at the right time. Let's give some love to UK baseball. Go.
Yeah, man. As you can see, I'm all Cats everything. And so with the baseball team taking care of Tennessee, that's fantastic. So I hope they can build some momentum. They probably won't host any regionals, but just build some momentum and keep moving forward. So that's where I am with baseball.
Yeah.
Davo, what you got to say about?
Yeah, their pitching came back alive this series for the most part. So that was exciting, and their bats got hot again. So anytime how I feel you can defeat Tennessee in any sport like that is fun, right? Because those fans bitch and moan about everything possible, so it's fantastic. Like TB said, you make it to the postseason in any sport, you got a chance, especially baseball with all the double eliminations and stuff. So just get hot at the right time. I believe they got Florida next, I think, coming up. So and just another opportunity to really improve your resume and get those wins you need.
Drew, final take on the baseball thing.
Yeah, well, it's always good when they beat Tennessee in every sport. I wish they could do it more in football consistently. But yeah, I mean, with baseball, you just get hot, get the bats hot, get the pitchers hot, and you get in the postseason, and anything can happen. So, hopefully they can close out the regular season strong, get in the conference tournament, hopefully win a couple games, and then get to the regionals and go from there. You never know with baseball. So, and Kentucky's got a good team, so just get hot at the right time, and anything can happen.
That South Carolina series really hurt though, because they stink. So that really hurt.
And if they make it to Omaha, I will be there. So there you go.
There you go. What's this comment? Omarish. How does Louisville have five stars coming in to play off the bench, but we can't get a no? That's a good question.
Hey, look.
Go back real quick, and I'll let everyone answer. But go back and watch the previous segments when it comes to Kentucky's recruiting. Go ahead, TB. What do you got to respond to that?
I hate to be put in a position to defend Louisville, but I'm from Louisville, and for Kentucky fans to act like there isn't any emotion in Louisville, don't do that. Like, there are folks that are committed to the University of Louisville athletically, academically. And so if they can get a leg up on Kentucky, they're going to do that. So I know we have to be patient, allegedly. I know we have to allow things to work out. And I know that Pat Kelsey has to coach these guys, but winning in the offseason, Louisville hands down. And my concern as a Kentucky fan is perception matters. If it becomes, and Drew, correct me if I'm wrong, but if it becomes this known commodity that, hey, nobody wants to play for your coach, that's an issue, right? Like if Pat Kelsey can get guys on campus, that's an issue. So that's my concern when it comes to Louisville signing people. And people don't have to believe me when I say, let Louisville win this year. And it'll be two wins in a row to Louisville, and we will see panic like no other, right? Like they got Papa John's Cardinal Stadium, and then we got renovations to Cardinal Stadium, or to Commonwealth Stadium. They got the Yum Center, and then we got renovations to Rupp. Kentucky can be down, but they can't be worse than Louisville in anything.
Nope.
Full stop.
Agree.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, credit to Louisville and Pat Kelsey. I mean, they're bringing the recruits in this offseason, and Kentucky's not, at least the on paper star recruits. But like TV said, like when the perception happens that people don't want to come play for your coach, I mean, that's a detriment to any program. And I think we see it now. Like, you know, say what you want about Michael playing half the year last year, whatever. He played 75%, but he's going to be a top 10 draft pick. Like Pat Kelsey has something to sell on. Mark Pope has nothing to sell on about producing guys to get to the NBA level. And, you know, he needs one or a couple to break through, but will he even get enough time to do that at Kentucky? Like, that's the question mark. I mean, we can talk about money all we want, about recruits and things like that. Maybe money is the reason that Kentucky's getting in the final fives, the final threes, but they're not closing down, because what is Mark Pope selling to them? And we have to be real too. Like, what is Mark Pope selling to them as a team? And what is he selling to them individually? We saw it last year. There was all this buzz around Kentucky's roster. Well, 95% of the roster was a bust compared to what we thought they would be individually. And we didn't see a whole lot of development out of the roster as well, outside of Denzel Aberdeen really growing as a point guard, and then Otega Owe taking another level to be a superstar. Other than that, you didn't really get to see a whole lot. You had a 5-star guard and Jasper Johnson. Now, a lot of it was out of his control. But like Mark Pope also, with what was given to him, didn't put
Where did he go? Where did he land?
Oregon. But like Pope didn't do the best job that he could to put Jasper in the right spots as well. Instead, he kept insisting on putting him at the backup point guard spot when Jasper continuously did not have success. You know, that's something that people can sell to recruit against Kentucky, of like, look what he just did. And Malachi had a good year as well. But, you know, Malachi was also a 5-star All-American McDonald's All-American player that like you would expect to be a one and done. And now he's projected in the late, you know, the middle second round pick potentially. So, you know, credit to Pat Kelsey and, you know, Louisville recruits, but you know, Kentucky's got to do their part as well, or you know, you're going to continue to see the same off-season things happen over again.
And aren't we tired of, like, if this happens, the roster will be great? Aren't we tired of that? Yeah. Like we're debating the 50th best player in the country. Aren't we tired of that? Like, we need to have a bunch of different discussions. Like, Cal still got guys on campus. We can talk about Oakland. We could talk about St. Peter's, but we never had to be like, we got to wait for the 50th best player in the country to come to Kentucky. Like,
we never had to question talent, the Jimmies and Joes, ever under Coach Cal. Ever.
But I'm old enough to remember, and that's the thing too, is a lot of these folks bank on, oh, you remember Cal. No, I remember Joe B. Hall getting dudes on campus. I remember Tubby Smith getting dudes on campus. Hello, I remember Rick Pitino being able to sell Jamal Mashburn. I know we're on probation. Come here. I can get you where you want to go. Right. And now all of a sudden it's like, who knows if we can get these dudes? I'm not ready to punt on that. But year 3, we'll see.
There was, I don't know if you all saw this, Dylan Ballard, when I retweeted or posted our show tonight, he's like, am I supposed to be on? I hope I didn't overlook it on schedule.
No, he's good.
Next week.
I know, but you know what? Now that he put himself out there, he might be locked in for next week. Anyways, all right, let's round. I know, Davo, you are sleepy.
Long weekend, man. Long weekend.
Okay, all right. Let's do this. Final shot. Our residential kiddo, Drew. Final shot, brother. And you know what? Do I have anything to worry about when it comes to you and Kyle's podcast?
What do you mean?
I'm kidding.
My final shot. I don't really have one, honestly, because last week I said Tyran needed to commit, and then he did. The problem was it wasn't Kentucky, so
he did commit.
Yeah, so I think maybe I need to be on like a 1 week suspension from the final shots because
won't
I have a lot of success here.
Talk about something that's not going to get not Stokes related or recruiting related.
Let me.
What do you? You know what? Final shot. This is. I'm gonna serve this up for you.
Okay.
I think people in our chat will want to know this. This is a very important question posed to you, so be very serious with your response.
Okay.
What shampoo do you use for your hair?
Shampoo. I just use like Head and Shoulders shampoo, just the basic shampoo. I mean, my hair, there's not much to it, it's just a curly.
People talk about your hair. They hit me up about your hair.
I mean, there's nothing I could do with my hair. It just grows and it's stuck, and that's that.
Head and Shoulders.
Yeah, just the standard shampoo. That's
I don't think I've ever used Head, but
never heard of Head and Shoulders.
No, I've heard of it. I've never used it.
Oh,
TB, do you use Head and Shoulders?
I do use Head and Shoulders.
Do you?
I got Head and Shoulders up in my bathroom right now, so I'm with you, Drew.
All right, wow.
I don't have luscious locks, but yeah, I use Head and Shoulders.
I got a feeling Davo doesn't use Head.
Davo don't have a lot of hair to worry about up top, anyways. But I use some really some Bath and Body Works bougie, 3 and
oh my god, we got to talk.
1,
I use because it smells good. Right.
Look good, smell good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. TB, final shot, bro.
My final shot is to the to Aurora University. They won the NACC Women's Lacrosse Championship. Oh, also, by the way, first team all conference, Sarah Brown, daughter of Terry Brown. I know we're only supposed to care about men's basketball and football, but hey, my daughter is out here killing it. We're first team all conference. They found out tomorrow where they go in the national tournament, but there's a champion in the Brown household. And damn it, I am super proud.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And your other daughter's really fast.
Yeah.
And my other, you're right, Davo. I was in Louisville last weekend, missed the show. My youngest daughter for Atherton High School in Louisville, Kentucky, got another first place finish in the 400 meters. She is lined up to run in the state tournament. I will be at the state tournament May the 23rd to watch my youngest daughter run. Nice. Hey, look, like we can debate this team, that team, but y'all know when your kids are doing something, man, it's different if you've got kids. Mm-hmm. Like I've done some pretty cool stuff on my own, right? Like I have a pretty good resume with the less stuff I've done. But when your kids are doing it and you just have to stand back and be like, this is great. Like I understand LeVar Ball walking in and be like, let me tell you how great my kids are. Because every week with my daughters, Sarah and Lauren, I love them to death. Every week is something great. And the grades are good. So I'm like, how are y'all this smart with this as a dad? How do y'all have this athleticism with this as a dad? I'm just cheering and enjoying the whole thing. So thank you for letting me share that. Aurora University outside Chicago. We rocking, baby.
It sounds like we need the Browns on her on the show on a Sunday night to talk,
Hey man, them Gen Z kids don't do anything. I tell them I do a podcast, they don't care. But
same with my kids.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is you know when you're a parent, and I'm not trying to put myself over non-parents, but when your kids are doing something, it's great. And I'm the stressful dad. Like I don't sit in my seat. I'm walking and pacing. I'm yelling. I'm doing all that kind of stuff. It's crazy, man. Like Hey,
I'll just jump in and say this. Like my dad since I started doing the show, I mean, he's, obviously I'm working towards getting a journalism and media degree at Kentucky and stuff, but like he's always telling his friends about the show and hyping me up. I got my parents' friends coming up to me telling me I'm a celebrity and stuff, which is crazy. I think I'm
you are. Come on, man.
But
which show though, Drew?
Well, he always starts with round of shots and then he goes to heavy pour. But he's letting him know that I'm on both, which is cool. So, but he's just I guess he's proud of me seeing me on shows and talking Kentucky sports and stuff like that. So
I mean, you probably got your hair and your goatee from your dad, right?
I definitely got the hair is from his side of the family for sure.
All right, we got to give the love to the dad. Drew.
There's nothing like it, man. I tell everybody I know about what my girls are doing. I'm just a guy, man.
Absolutely.
And they're doing it. So I tell everybody, they don't say what I'm doing, but I tell everybody what they're doing. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. All right, shutting this down on a Sunday night, May 3rd. Again, Kentucky sports. I'm sorry, Dave. What'd you do?
Well, my bad. I mean, yeah, I was just gonna say I don't have kids, but I do have 3 dogs, and I get super happy whenever I teach them a new trick, like Paul and sit and stay. So I'll feel you on that. You know what I mean? No, but
I gotta get this sound bite from Paul.
That's awesome. But hey, I will say this, and this is going to be directed at a guest that comes on, Beezy. I'm talking to you. I have just recently done my 4th wedding, and I'm always super appreciative of all my clients. I got 42 more weddings in 2026 to do, so say a prayer for me. So yeah, I mean, just for some reason, if I ever have a random client jump on here, thank you. It's super awesome, super appreciative, and to always be honored to be picked to do somebody's wedding because that's stressful. It's stressful whenever you're pretty much the party.
You have become part of their life.
Yeah,
Drew.
I still talk to them from years ago, checking in on them, 3, 4, 5th year wedding anniversary. It's awesome. So it's cool to see them, grow up and being strong in a relationship.
Do you start every wedding first song with Kanye's Gold Digger just to put the
No.
I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but she doesn't associate with African American males of limited funds.
What a way to put that, bro.
I love it. And I say that because my wife, she's not a gold digger because TB is broke. Let me be very clear. I am a broke African American male. I'm a broke African American male of limited funds. So there you go.
Right now, the trendy song to start off with is "Husband" is the trendy song this year. So
okay,
I generally pop the floor right now with
that's right. I'm still rooting for Gold Digger to be the whole thing.
I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but she is with an African American male of limited funds.
If I ever do a random divorce party, we'll start off with that one.
Right. And at the very end, he does all that stuff, and he ends up with a white girl. And here I am married to a white girl. There you go. I'm the song, baby. I'm the song.
All right. Good stuff tonight. Shout out Trace, Nolan, Paul. Hanging with us. Good stuff. TB, Dave-O, our residential son, Drew. Again, this is supposed to be Round of Shots in the past has been a seasonal podcast where I shut it down. Literally had shut it down after basketball season. I think we're going to keep going for a while.
We got to keep it going for sure.
We got to. Content is king, so we'll do our.
We got a lot to talk about. The baseball season and the postseason. We'll start ramping up on football stuff here again soon. Basketball stuff will continue to keep going.
Yes,
and if anything,
wedding adventures,
shoot the shit.
Yeah,
I got tons of stories about that.
Dave-O's wedding adventures, Drew's hair every Sunday night, TB being the lightning rod for BBN because his rule that the whiteboard exists because it's fact.
Hey, y'all keep thinking that losing to Iowa State not a big deal. My fucking neighbor is an Iowa State fan, and every time I'm outside, I wear my Kentucky shirt. Let me tell you something. So our mailbox is like a centralized mailbox. We don't get mail to our house. Anyway, this man ain't said nothing to me since last summer. I go to the mailbox, I come back, he's on his front porch with his Iowa State shirt on, and he's like, "Hey, did you see the tournament game?" I'm out here in it, like, because most people think like Iowa State, that's a random ass team to lose to in the tournament. I'm here in Iowa. Like, imagine somebody living in Oakland, Michigan. Like, I got a lot of. I'm doing my running, my 2 miles, and all this Iowa State stuff. People waving at me, like, I thought you all were good at basketball.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, hey, beating Florida is kind of tough. And then I was like, is it really beating Florida? We beat Florida in the tournament.
Yeah, they did.
Y'all didn't lead them for no minutes.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't
All
out-rebound them.
Thank you, Todd Golden, for reminding us. And Dave, real quick, what's this?
No, and I'll just say this real quick. Okay. So, funny story. You talk about funny wedding stories. The dad was super awesome Saturday, right? Crazy, awesome, nice guy, right? Super jittery, super nervous. And there's like 3 minutes to go before the ceremony. And I'm like looking for him. I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, your daughter's waiting to be walked down the aisle with you, right? And I look down, it's kind of like the little kitchen area, and he's just fucking pacing back and forth, back and forth. 3 minutes to go. So I go down there, I'm like kind of like tapping on him, like he's got his earbuds in. I'm like, Mike. He turns around, he's like, what? I'm like, bro, like 3 minutes, like, what are we doing? And he fucking takes his ear pod and he jams in my ear and he's fucking blasting Metallica. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, man, I'm trying my best to get hyped up. I'm like, yeah, bro, but this is like a sentimental moment. Like, I don't need you to go fucking punching people. Like chill out. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to walk your daughter down. I got all kinds of stories like that, bro. Like, it's fun.
We might be on to something for the Dave-O wedding story of the night of.
Hey, a little segment on the show.
I got all kinds
of show. Yeah.
Let me just say, as a dad of 2 daughters, I am dreading that day because I'll be boo-hooing. I'll be listening to all kinds of, like, hey, because last time I was in Louisville, I had to meet a boyfriend, and I'm like, I don't want to meet
one of those.
Yeah, he's like, hello, Mr. Brown. I'm like, fuck you, but in my head, in my head, right? Let me.
Well, Terry, you got the friends and family discount, buddy. I got you.
But can I tell a story real quick?
Yes.
So my oldest daughter was a cheerleader in elementary school, and I drop her off, and this little boy is on the basketball team that they cheer for. It's like, hello, Mr. Brown. I'm like, who the fuck are you? He's like, is your daughter coming to the game? I'm like, yeah, she's a cheerleader. Yeah, she's coming. He's like, well, I like it when she cheered, and I'm like, what the fuck are you? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And whatever. And so they cheered all this kind of stuff. At the end of the year, they have the parents versus kids game to get them ready for like the testing. So the parents come in, it's a basketball game, and this little boy is playing, this 5th grader. You're supposed to let the kids win. But I remember when this little boy asked about my daughter, he goes up, I jump up like Anthony Davis, and I swat this shit into the crowd. And everybody, it's like a movie. Everybody stops. I'm like, oh shit. Like, oh my God. Like, I felt bad about it, but my mind is.
The referee called a flagrant foul on you, right? It
was for your daughter.
The other team got to shoot free throws and take the ball out of bounds because of you.
I pitched that shit, but my point is, don't come to my daughter talking about, hello, Mr. Brown. Hey, I'm checking you out. So the dude listening to Metallica, Dave-O, I don't know what I'm going to listen to on that day. I'll be having.
He's a big guy too, man. I'm like, chill, bro.
Hey, whatever it takes to get down the aisle. But anyway,
seriously, who doesn't love Metallica, bro?
I do, but just not before you get ready to walk your fucking daughter down the aisle.
Hey, I'll be listening to Enter Sandman, and I'm going to come in like Mariano Rivera.
What it was. That's what it was.
Hey, hand to God, I'm coming to put an end to this shit. Anyway, I love you guys. Sorry to go on that thing.
That's a great way to end the show. For the record, Drew, your young ass, Metallica is a heavy metal band that started back in the 80s. You might have heard of them.
Yeah, a little bit.
In between your Justin Bieber playlist.
Oh, I was never a Justin Bieber guy.
All right, let's shut this down. Shooting Round the Shot. I got a different podcast. Round the Shot signing off on this Sunday night, May 3rd, 2026. Again, thanks to Nolan, Trace, Paul, and my brothers, partners in crime here, Dave-O, TB, and Drew. Wishing everyone a good week. Be back next Sunday, I'm sure. Yeah, we will be.
I like Drew. Let's keep him around.
We do. He is our. A lot of my younger audience. I've got family who are acknowledging because I got kids. Acknowledging the kid on our show.
Drew is like Justin Timberlake, and we the rest of 98 Degrees.
No, I know. I mean, he
yeah, Dave-O is JC Chassé. I feel like Kevin is Lance Bass. I'm like Joey Fatone. I'm just a dude because Drew's out here doing awesome stuff. So
all right, if we're gonna do that, guys, as we're signing off. In 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. In 1, 2, 3. Let's tell the audience bye. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Good night, people. Go Cats.
See y'all next Sunday.
Peace out.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Bleed Blue Network podcast. We hope you enjoyed diving deep into the world of Kentucky sports with us. Don't forget to stay connected by following us on Twitter at BleedBNation. Your feedback means the world to us. So take a moment to leave a review. Not only does it help us improve, but it also helps others discover the show. Until next time, keep cheering, keep listening, and keep bleeding blue.